Is there any reason she'd be bringing up Walmart?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
we went to Walmart together and, excuse me.
Okay, you're allowed to cry.
I used to always tell her I have like a dairy allergy, so she would always look for things in Walmart that were dairy free and things that I could eat. So I really miss her not being here.
You and me, chasing down forever after.
Welcome to Grieving to Believing. I'm Deb Sheppard. There is no greater loss than that of a child, no matter the age or the circumstances. My mission is to bring parents peace, to bring messages from the other side, to know that their children are still with them. Besides knowing I'm going to be speaking to a mother or father who has lost a child, I do not know who I'm going to be reading for today. So let's just jump in. Hi.
Hi,
Thank you for being here. What's your first name?
it's Sylvia.
Sylvia. So first of all, thank you for being here, and I'm so sorry for your loss, okay?
You.
And it is a heavy heart because we're not designed to bury our children. So I'm in gratitude that you're willing to be brave to share your story here.
Thanks.
So there's actually several people here who have passed as well. You need to breathe for me because I feel very nervous.
I am, yeah.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I do. I use all my senses to connect. And when I tune into you, the more that you and I have that connection, the easier it is for your child to come through and your other loved ones. It is okay to be nervous because you're not sure what to expect. I use, my hearing, my seeing, my hearing, my seeing, my empathic ability so I can feel things about the personalities, maybe how they pass. And they'll talk about things that is going on in your life today. So part of that is, I always call it like psychic charades. We're trying to bring all this stuff together so it makes sense for you. And of course, you want to hear from your child, first of all. And that's the main thing. And I'm going to make sure by the end of the session that you feel that great connection. You're going to have some healing and that you can ask any questions that don't get answered during the session. Okay.
Okay.
Now I feel your energy, this big. And yeah, thank you. Because I was just like, wow, we need to breathe here. And it's normal to feel because you really want to have that closure with that child because there's so many layers with having a child. We feel that guilt and shame and should we have done more or what could we have done differently? And that's the big piece of this. So we want to have that healing. I am getting an older male around you pass. Is there a father figure of some sort that's passed? Father, uncle, father-in-law? There's an older male that feels very determined.
My dad has passed.
Okay, so dad's here. Was he a very determined individual?
Yeah,
I don't feel like there's a lot of wiggle room with dad. Like you have to do things a certain way. And so even though you probably weren't expecting him to come through, he's letting you know he's here with your child as well.
okay.
Also telling me that you've taken a really different path in your life versus what he expected you to take. And he says that he's also very proud of you that you've done what you needed to do in this life. Okay, so it's important for you to know that. And your mother's alive?
Yes.
Because I feel like he's also saying that you've been there for her or there's been a lot going on with your mom. So he's bringing this up to say that he sees what's happening. And he also died before your child?
Yes, he did.
Because he says that I was there to greet him. And but your dad's been gone for a little while, he's telling me.
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting a young person coming through. Did you lose a son?
No, daughter.
This is funny. Okay, what's your daughter's first name?
Sydney.
And how old is Sydney?
19.
Was she a strong force to be reckoned with?
Yes, very.
So earlier today, before I even got started, I felt her and I'm thinking right now, I'm like, okay, is this still her? What am I getting? So I went to the male side, but I also feel that she had that strong male energy. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, she was very independent and knew what she wanted to do.
Don't tell me what needs to be done. And I think the reason why your father came through and probably the grandfather is I see these traditions and you and your daughter obviously haven't followed all the tradition. You've done things in your own way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he feels creative, independent, says her peace of mind.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what I need to do. Just this real sense of comfortable in her own skin. If you're a person that didn't agree with her, she just didn't waste any time. She was just,
Right.
if you
Right.
don't want to be in my circle, you don't want to be around me, I'm totally okay with that. She is also saying that you have worked hard to have a connection with her, like you've tried to do things that would help you have that connection. Are you also wearing something of hers or something in memory of her?
I'm wearing a lotus on my necklace.
Is that connected to her?
Yeah.
Okay. And I love the lotus. So that's a big deal. I know in my culture, my belief system. She's also feeling magical to me. Does that make any sense?
Like she has magical powers.
Yeah, I feel like she just believed that she can make things happen.
Yeah. I actually had a dream about her that she was looking at my life and trying to make things happen in my life.
Okay. Yeah, I just like she's got this wand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was pointing with her finger in the dream.
Okay. So she's bringing this up that was a visitation from her to let you know without a doubt that she's around. Because I keep getting magic, just very magical. And if she was told, I'm not sure you can do that, she goes, I can figure it out. I feel like she could figure this out. So there's definitely an intelligent side to her. There's a kindness, but I don't feel like she's always tolerant, meaning that, time to move on. I'm not going to put up with this drama.
Right.
She had friends that had drama and things like that. She's like, oh yeah, I'm not going, I don't have time for that. So actually a feeling of a older soul in this younger body.
Okay.
I'm also so sorry that she was only 19. I'm having trouble breathing. Was this a quicker, did she have a quick passing for her or unexpected?
She had an overdose.
Overdose. Okay, so she's, again, we're really going by her own, so I'm getting a breathing like it shut down heart or lungs with this as well.
Yeah.
She's also feeling, and I'm sorry about that, she's also saying that she didn't expect herself to die at that day. So this doesn't feel like a suicide.
No.
It's more of what was I thinking?
Yeah.
The other feeling I get with her is, because I'm seeing another person with her or other people with her. Does that make any sense?
I'm not sure who was with her. She had anxiety and depression, and she took a Xanax, and unfortunately the Xanax had fentanyl in it.
Okay, so this is that she got, obviously not from a pharmaceutical, that someone else gave this to her.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I don't feel at all that this was a planned death. And she's also swearing at me like, what were these people thinking, or what was I thinking in doing this? And she's also apologizing to who found her, because I feel like she was asleep, or they thought, we're going to wake her up. Like she just did this. I'm just going to go to sleep. I need to kind of, unwind. And that's why I feel like when there was people that have a lot of drama, she just pulled back. Like I can't be in all that because it would affect me. So in my mind, Sydney was very sensitive, like I am. Like we feel everything. Definitely this talker. I feel like could be a chatterbox and let you know the story. But I don't feel like Sydney had a pity party life. Like she didn't complain about things. It was, this is how her life is, and she wants to make things better. Is there any reason she'd be bringing up Walmart? I'm sorry.
We went to Walmart together, and excuse me.
Okay, you're allowed to cry.
I used to always tell her I had like a dairy allergy, so she would always look for things in Walmart that were dairy free and things that I could eat. So I really miss her not being here.
So that's a connection. It's hard for you to see the store or go there or feel her.
Yeah, like I'll see certain dairy free things or vegan things, and I'll think of her, and miss talking to her about those things.
She's also telling me, and I'm sorry, but I'm glad you're able to, that's one of those odd things that we get, that it's validation, right? She also feels like she wanted to help other people.
She did.
Like, I feel like she was trying to work her way to, work with children or be in the medical field or be some kind of healer. But there's a sense of, I want to give back, but there was just an overwhelming feeling of things in her life.
My daughter, Sydney, she passed at 19. It was in 2018. And she suffered from depression and anxiety. And she actually took a Xanax that someone gave to her. And unfortunately, it had fentanyl in it. And she passed away in her sleep.
She doesn't feel dad around. Would that make sense?
She wasn't close with her dad.
Okay.
But her dad's still around now, and he found her.
Okay.
Also.
So she's just saying, I'm sure he has some regrets because he wasn't there, but that she's okay. I feel like the biggest thing is knowing she's okay. Did someone in her life have a large dog?
A large dog?
Yeah, I'm not feeling
She
it.
wanted a dog. She wanted a German Shepherd, and I know at one point she did babysit a dog. She did dog sit.
Okay, so she may have some of those dogs there with her if they've crossed her. So it's again the things that she loved and the things that she would do. I feel like Sydney, you can call her anytime and she goes, "What do you need?" And very, she did things right. Like I'm seeing her driving and not making crazy choices. I don't feel like this is a child that took a lot of risk in her life. I feel like there's a sensitive person with anxiety, and she just thought this would calm her down.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, and my heart and my breathing feels overwhelmed. And she's talking about the clothes she liked to wear. I feel like she had her own style. There's a feeling of I don't have to have things match, or I can make my own. Almost like I want to be a fashion designer and kind of do my own thing. Just
Right.
not worried about what other people would think. Kind of, I feel like a mixed match and an energy of not having to have name brand things, but buying things that she could put together. And it almost feels vintage, or she would bring things together that would not be your typical appearance. Does that resonate with you?
Right. Yeah. Mix and match, and, buying new, but then also buying old and used.
Yeah, I'm seeing like secondhand stores or ARC or those type of
Right.
well, this would look really good. This scarf would good, or this shirt would look good with this. And just that freedom that she had as a child. And I feel intelligent, but I don't feel like I want to do traditional things. And I'm not traditional, but looking at traditional work. And again, what can I do to help another human being? Did she journal, or have you been journaling about her or writing about
I
her?
journal every day to her.
Okay. So she is understanding this and is reading what you are telling her.
Oh, wow.
And she says that she knows you're coming from your heart. You're letting her know that you're around, and you're asking her for signs. She goes, "You better show me signs." So I feel like she is doing that. She's just full of life, just tons of life. And she's also proud of how you're moving forward in your life, that you're taking her with you wherever you go. So she says, if there's changes in your life, because you look very young, Sylvia, so I know there's going to be a lot of changes for you. She goes, "I'm going to follow you, Mom, and don't worry about it. I'm going to follow you." Is there something about having a handprint or a footprint, or do you know what that means? It's sort of random for me.
I've been thinking about getting her fingerprints
Okay.
and
So
putting it on jewelry.
okay, so she's telling you that this might help you and help other people. So I'm getting that other people want a piece of her or a piece of this. Does that make sense? So is there her father or siblings or somebody, a friends?
Right. I was thinking of giving it to my son also.
Okay, so she just says, yes, you can do that. She says that she also doesn't like how you found out that she doesn't like how you found out she died. Or
Yeah.
What is this about?
I got a phone call at work, and
Okay.
that's how I found out. But ever since then, I haven't been able to really drive on the freeway anymore.
Okay. She wants you to know that it's important for you to continue having a divine life. And she says it's okay to have joy. It's not wrong to laugh. And she goes, because you guys had some good laughter.
We did.
Times. And she says that will help you connect with her more. And was there a was there a phone call the night before, or what's the connection? There's something about having a connection the night before or a couple of days before about wanting to get together. We're going to be getting together.
She had called me saying late at night she wanted to talk, and I was too tired.
Okay.
So that has always been on my mind that I didn't call her back.
She says that wouldn't have made a difference, Mom. Okay. I just feel like I think this is your daughter, like, Mom, I want to talk to you about what's going on, or Mom, let's get together tomorrow, or Mom, let's do this. So holding on to the guilt is where she wants to say, I would have still passed, Mom.
Okay.
I feel like, and I also feel that the fentanyl that was in this, did she take more, or was there something that was more in it? Because I feel like it was higher dose than what would be a typical fentanyl.
Yeah, she just thought she was taking something for anxiety.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how much was in there. I think it was just one tablet.
Okay. So my feeling, whether this is the autopsy or not, her not knowing that there was more in it, or she was not used to taking these kind of drugs.
Yeah, she didn't know there was fentanyl in it. She just thought it was a Xanax for her anxiety.
There's a bit of her that feels like she should have just gone to the doctor, but she thought that this would just help her through a couple episodes or a couple stuff that would, like things that were going on without making a big deal. I don't feel like she wanted the drama or the big deal or feel like, oh, this is overwhelming, I can't manage it. So she feels bad about her choice, but this was not a suicide by any means. She goes, well, it was kind of peaceful, Mom.
Oh gosh.
This is kind of peaceful. And this might be about her being laid to rest. Is there something with a tombstone or something with something not being finished regarding her situation?
Yeah. Her dad got a special tombstone, but it took a while for it to be paid off and put in.
Okay, so she's just noting this, that she sees what's going on, and I feel like her service, she was surprised how many people were there.
Yeah.
That she really felt the love from everybody, and that I feel a sense that there's some great stories. And also, is there a religious thing about where she is in the afterlife? Is there something that your family or someone feels about where she is?
Well, I think her dad has a completely different belief as to where she's at. Maybe that, like, that once you die, there may not be anything there, and I'm completely the opposite.
Okay.
That there's still a connection.
Absolutely. She goes, I will be happy to haunt him.
Oh no.
It's a sense of, yeah, I'm still here.
That's her sense of humor.
She wants you to bring that back. She wants you to bring that humor back so that you have that connection as well, that she is definitely around. I keep getting her clothes.
I have some of her clothes. I just got some of her clothes.
Okay. And she says, dance in them, Mom. Put on the music and dance. And have fun and bring in that joy of celebration for her. And Sylvia, I'm so sorry, because this is just a lovely young woman that has so much promise. I feel like she really wanted to have a successful career and be connected. I'm seeing like family, like, yeah, down the road, maybe, family or children. But not that it wasn't in her radar of wanting to have a family and be that mom and those types of things. She's also saying that you've been through a lot of transitions, through a lot since her passing, like a lot of changes. Your life looks not the same as it did when she was here.
Right. I moved.
Okay. She feels like those are all good things for you.
Yeah.
And it's okay to create this life that you desire and an opportunity to say, I want to continue on, she says. So what are you taking away today that's going to be helpful and healing?
Gosh, that the connection's still strong with her.
How long has she been gone?
4 years.
I'm grateful. I am honored that you allowed me to be that connection for you and your daughter so that healing can take place, and that you were brave enough to share your experiences to help others heal. Thank you so much, Sylvia.
Thank you, Deb. Well, Deb was just spot on with her personality. It was, she basically, had her mindset on like what she wanted to do, and no one could ever, talk her out of it. And then, but she had a really big heart with people. The Walmart thing really, struck me emotionally, because that was a connection she and I had. One of my best memories was going to Walmart with her and looking at different foods. Everything surprised me. She brought up the clothes, and that was really emotional for me, because I just got some of her clothes from her dad. And I feel like she's always by my side. Even when there's times where I feel she's not, I feel that talking with Deb makes me know that she's always there.
Thank you for watching Grieving to Believing. I am honored and grateful to be the bridge between both realms, to be a messenger to help parents find healing and peace. We hope that you subscribe to our show and you share it with others that are looking to have peace with their losses. But always remember that our loved ones, even though they're on the other side, they are still by our side. I'm Deb Sheppard, and we'll see you next time.